Good afternoon, students. Welcome to your political science class. Students, this time chapter 2, that is Era of One Party Dominance, from the book Politics in India After Independence, has been merged with chapter 5, that is Challenges to the Congress System, from the same book. Okay, and the chapter has been renamed as Party and Party System in India. So it's completely a new chapter. Okay, I have already given you few PDF from the chapter, and today I am going to begin with the chapter in details. At first we will do the introduction today. Okay, so students, tell me, what is a party system? What is a party system? A party system refers to the different parties that are working effectively, or rather you can also say the parties which are competing effectively within a political system. Okay, now this party system can be a one party system, it can be a bi-party system, or it can also be a multi-party system. Okay. Now, what was the origin of the first political party? The first political party was formed in the year 1885. It was first formed in the year 1885, and Indian National Congress was the first political party that was formed in the year 1885. Okay, slowly and gradually when time grew, the evaluation of the party also took place. However, this party system played a very vital role during the national movement of India, specifically from the year 1919 till 1930. From 1919 till 1930, this particular party system played a very vital role in the national movement, holding the hand of Mahatma Gandhi during the non-cooperation movement and also during the civil disobedience movement. Okay, but as time grew, as I said you that the political parties start evolving itself. Okay, so the contemporary party system, you can also say that the contemporary party system evolved as a legacy of struggle for freedom within a parliamentary framework. You can also say it like this. Okay, now today in the modern days, this political parties has become an indispensable part of our life. It has become an indispensable part of our life. Okay, actually students, what happened when India got independent in the year 1947, during that time there were several challenges at front of India. Okay, we have already studied about the three major challenges that India had to face when India was gaining independence. Okay, so one of the biggest challenge during that time was democracy, which India faced. Now apart from India, several other underdeveloped countries were also gaining independence from the colonial rule, but none of the countries dared to form a democratic government. Okay, they were unable to afford a democratic form of government because they believed that democracy might lead to differences and conflicts. Okay, when India got independent, the same challenge was there at front of India also. But India had no other option because the whole national movement that was conducted during the freedom, or you can say the whole freedom movement that was conducted, it was completely based on a democratic structure. So India had no other option apart from adopting a democratic form of government. Okay, so what was the first step taken by India towards democracy? By the year 1949, by 26 November 1949, the drafting of the Constitution of India was completely done. Okay, but it did not come into effect. By the year 1949, the drafting of the Constitution was completely done. Okay, but the Constitution came into effect on 26 January 1950. It came into effect on 26th Jan 1950. Okay, so finally the Constitution of India came into effect. So this was the first step toward establishing a democracy. What was the next step toward establishing a democracy? India also formed the first election commission in the year 1950. India also formed the first election commission in the year 1950, and Sukumar Sen was appointed as the chief election commissioner of the first election commission. Sukumar Sen, he was the first chief election commissioner of India. However, after framing or after forming the first election commission of India, people were thinking that probably some of the political leaders were also thinking that probably the first election of independent India would held in that particular year only. Okay, but there were several challenges at front of India. Actually, India had a huge population. Okay, India had a huge population, and not only a huge population, but it had a diversified population. Diversified population means what? People in India, they came from different cultural background as well as from different social background. Okay, so this was another problem that was at front of India. So huge population was the first problem. Second was your diversified population. The third was India was exploited very brutally by the British. India was exploited economically, rather you can say, very brutally by the British, and to conduct such a big election, a lot of money was required, a lot of capital investment was required. So India was not in that situation to invest such a huge amount of money in the election. Because of this reason, the 1950s election was postponed, and finally later on it was held in the year 1952. Okay, so now we are going to study in details about what were the problems exactly for which India had to postpone its election of 1950. Okay. When India thought of conducting the first election, or when the first election commission thought of conducting the first election of independent India during the year 1950, the first challenge they faced was illiteracy. India had a huge population, but maximum of the population was illiterate. Okay, they did not knew the value of political rights. They were unaware of their rights, or you can say they were unaware of their political rights. That was the major cause, or that was the major problem that India had to face during the year 1950, or during the election of 1950. Okay, and next was the lack of preparation. Actually, India was a very big country with a diversified population, with a huge number of population. So lot of preparations were to be made before the election. Okay, so lack of preparation was another reason for which the 1950s election was postponed. Okay. Next is the huge population. This is another reason. So what are the four reasons for which India had to delay its election from the year 1950? First is illiteracy, second is unawareness of the political right, third is lack of preparations, fourth is huge population. Okay, so these were the major factors that for which India had to postpone its first planned election of 1950. However, the election commission thought of doing certain important tasks during that particular phase, like the division of the constituencies, preparing the voters list, etc. Okay, and when the first voters list was made, it was found that around 40 lakh women were registered with some other name. Either they were registered in the name of their father, or they were registered in the name of their husband. Okay, as exactly as daughter of this, or wife of this or that. Okay, which the first election commission they rejected. Okay, and they started preparing a fresh voter list. Okay, when the first fresh voters list was prepared, after that around 17 crore were eligible voters. In that first voters list, 17 crore people were eligible voters, and 3,200 were MLAs or members of the Legislative Assembly. Not only that, there were around 489 members of the Parliament also, or members of the Lok Sabha also. But in spite of such a huge preparation, or in spite of such a proper preparation, the first election commission had a big question mark in their mind, as number of 15, and out of this 17 crore eligible voters, only 15%, only 15%, okay, or 15% of the people were literate, and the rest huge amount was completely illiterate. So the election commission had a big question mark in their mind whether the first election of India would be accepted by its citizen or not. And for that reason, students, 3 lakh staffs or 3 lakh polling staffs were also appointed to convince the people to participate in the first democratic election of India. Just to convince the people to participate in the election system, 3 lakhs voting staffs or polling staffs were also appointed by the first election commission. Okay, finally what happened in the year, after postponing the election twice, however the election was postponed twice, okay, the date was postponed twice, and after that finally in the year November 5th 1951 till February 1952, the first election was held in India. Okay, however it is being termed, it is always termed that the first election of India was held in the year 1952, as in most of the part of the country it was held in the year 1952, but actually it started from the year 1951, from November 1951, and it continued till the year 1952. Okay. But during that time, actually before the election was held in the year 1951, what happened? In spite of preparing the voters list, in spite of preparing the voters list, in spite of appointing such huge staff to convince the people, there were several other challenges at front of India for its first election. What was that? Actually, during that time, in almost all of the European countries, people were fighting for democratic government. People were actually fighting for a democratic government. Not only that, in fact, in some of the European countries, women were also not given the voting rights. Women were not allowed to give vote. That's why during that time, Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, he took a very bold decision, or in other way you can also say that he took a very risky decision. He took up the initiative of universal adult franchise, and according to that universal adult franchise, it was decided that a specific age limit was set up by the Constitution of India, and every citizen, irrespective of their caste, creed, gender and religion, were eligible to vote. Okay, and in this way the first universal adult franchise was adopted by India, and the first election commission, or the first election, was held from the year November 1951 till the year 1952 February. Okay, so today up to this, in my next video I will discuss the next part of the chapter. That's all for today.